Now, Anthony, this next one.
Which saw Edge in his brood gimmick, which really looked like he brought the wrong gear bag, and it was more the dominatrix stuff. But anyway, facing up against a demon Finn Balor in a Hell in a Cell match, which for the first time since 2018 wasn't that shitty Red Cell.
I don't know what you boys think. I actually quite like this original Cell. There's something about it, I think it adds a bit of
it's menacing.
I don't want to say credibility, but it adds. Yeah, I think the red, as much as red is my favorite color, as you know, because everything in my house and my car and everything's red. I think it's good they're going back to the original. I didn't realise that thing weighs 10,000 pounds and is over 7 meters.
Yeah, it'd be 5
That's a huge bloody.
Yeah, it'd be 5
I must say, I didn't mind this match at all. Look, it was a hardcore match. Let's call it what it was.
Yeah, I did like the color-coded kendo sticks, and so look, I'm not a fan of Edges. No. I'm really not a fan of Bella, right? It was very typical of an Edge match with it's just hardcore stuff and that kind of thing. The guy really can't wrestle. I've never seen what people are seeing in him. Was it worth semi-main? No, I don't think it's a semi-main event match.
I think it was more on reputation.
Oh, I still don't know who got his reputation.
Well,
to this day, honestly,
he looked very old.
Yes, yeah, he looked very old.
He looked like
it looked like he was in his 70s.
Yeah, he looked quite, but he looked like an old man.
Yeah, well,
I mean, I'll give credit where credit's due. I'm not a massive Edge fan.
He hasn't had a chance to suck the life out of somebody's young career yet. Like the vampire he is. Give him some young guys and let him suck the life and support out of some young wrestlers, and he'll look like he's 25 again.
Well, I offered myself like that to Oscar to suck the life out of me. She told me to piss off. But I don't blame her. I would have too. She goes, "Would you go out with you?" I said, "No." She goes, "Well, then what more do you want?"
Being harsh to yourself.
Well, it saves you doing it, but I got to be honest. I didn't necessarily mind the match. I mean, it was hard. It was brutal. They took to. I mean, that you knew there was trouble when Edge had to pad out and start setting the ring up while that Medico came in with the towel. And
yeah.
Apparently, got staples in his head, and so he obviously.
The ladder hit him right in the top of the face.
Because he threw the ladder at him, didn't he? That's right.
I mean, look, this is once again with Edge, right? You're going to throw a ladder at somebody, throw him in its chest.
Wow.
Well, show it to the guy's head.
Well, he is short, Balor, so
but what I'm saying is you throw it. It doesn't matter who it is. Throw it at the chest.
Yeah.
That's common fucking sense. That's one of the first things you learn. Don't throw something at someone's head.
The other thing I'm noticing more and more and more, I mean, obviously in this match it probably had to happen to some degree, but the referees are way too obvious with their talking to the guys, and every time someone takes a hit, they're riding on top of them. Are you okay? It's making the fakeness more fake because every time they take a move, we're going to check they're not hurt.
Yeah,
I'm not liking the refereeing at all at the minute.
No. Yeah,
they say it's like in the footy. If you don't notice the ref or the umpire or whatever, it's a good game. I don't think you need the refs talking as much as they do, and they're quite obvious. Setting the pace or giving instruction from the back because they're obviously got the earpiece or. I'm not liking it, and there was a lot. Now I understand in this match he sort of had to probably tell Edge, look, pad out, sell it, set up stuff, waste a bit of time.
That's fair enough.
I get all that. That's fine. That's smart. But
no, I don't know with referees today because most referees you meet now today, they want to be a star of the show as well.
Oh my word, they want to cut the sleeves off their thing and have music.
Chop chop.
I didn't want to say, I wasn't. Now that you've gone and put it out.
But he knows. I give him enough shit about it when I see him, so it's not a secret. So
I think I've told you the story, but this is a true story. That was the beginning of the end of my career. When that started happening, I gave it away. I couldn't do it anymore. I thought, well, fuck, if we've got to that, I'm done. And I was. He can take credit for ending my career. That was the beginning of the end.
He ended a whole heap of people's careers with his referee.
Well, because he was a heel referee, and I gave him a heap of shit on the commentary to build him up. And he rang me up. Oh, well, all my family and friends you were giving me. What do you want me to do? I'm building you as a heel. And I actually
I love Choppy, but
I sent a message to George, and who was booking then? It wasn't.
It was Dom.
Yes. And I said, boys, please, under no circumstances, book me again. Don't ring me for wrestling. I'm done. And that actually was when I officially got out. I thought, well, if this is what we've got to, then I'm trying. My job was to put you over as a heel ref, and you're ringing up crying on the phone. Why am I getting stuck into you? Either he's lost the plot or I have, so I'm getting out. I thought I'd stayed maybe a year too long.
Yeah, I think with the referee, going back to the referees, we've been, Choppy's got a bit of a punishment now, and he deserves it.
I love them as a person.
I love Robbie. He's good.
Yeah, no, he's good.
But I think referees now want to be stars, and they don't want to be what referees were workers. And they knew their job, not to be a star, but their job was to facilitate in telling the story without being as obvious as possible.
You look at some of the greatest referees. We had, like over here, Tony Marino, in NWA days, Tommy Young, that Dick Worley going back to WWE days. They were all stars by just being a proper ref. Well, like they got over doing their job, not all this other hoo-ha.
What's fucked it all up was, I reckon, the point that fucked it all up, right, as far as being, I could probably say with Hefner, the Hefners, with that time when he turned on. Yeah. But I would say it'd be John Finnegan from the ECW that used to give clotheslines and freaking more. And that fucked it all up. And after everyone, I could be a referee. I can't wrestle. I can be a referee and still be part of the show. The ref is the most important job you can have.
Oh, shit, yeah.
Without being smart. I mean, like, a good referee's worth his weight in gold. You should be paying him good money every time he comes on board, because he's making the match look credible.
And you know how Tony Marino got a big push here? This is a true story.
Yeah.
The referee before him, and I've met him a couple of times, but I can't think of his name, and he was at Mario's funeral. That he was a big guy, bodybuilder, muscly and that.
Yeah.
Tony Marino's about 4'9". Yeah.
Perfect size.
I wanted Tony because he made everybody look bigger.
Yeah.
Whereas this other referee was making some of the guys look smaller.
Yeah.
And that was actually how Tony got his push. Tony was a very, very accomplished amateur wrestler. And on more than one occasion, I saw him actually do a pro wrestling match. A couple of times with Sam Rossi and that. I tell you what, that guy would tie you up like a pretzel. He was brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. But he was a brilliant referee. But without all the gimmicks and that. And he was the most over one we ever had.
And that's what I think's happened with wrestling now, is that, and that one factor of the referee now wanting to be a star in there too, is probably ruined it a little bit, that aspect. Yeah, so.
But going back to this match, I gave it an 8.5. I thoroughly enjoyed it.
Not a Bella or an Edge fan.
Hard, it was tough.
Two guys that don't work safe, that only can work hardcore matches when they do anything, can't put a match together without gimmicks. That's what they are to me.
Well, maybe given the quality of what we've been seeing, apart from a couple of the matches we've spoken highly about, I didn't think it was bad. Anthony, are you on Mike's train or my train on this one, or in the middle?
Look, I'm going to say I'm in the middle, because this, like, we all knew Edge was going over.
That, I don't understand that neither.
Yeah, I think, because what does it really do for Balor now?
What does it do for Judgment Day? I mean, Edge is at the end of his career. He looks like he's 75 years old. You know, he looks like he should be.
And Rhea now's got the belt. So
that's right.
She's,
it
and
should have been.
The only way he could get on the hottest faction, the second hottest faction after the bloodline they've got. And the best he could do was like just come out and interfere in Dom's match.
Really, they should have really starred in a lot of either night 1 or night 2. They should have been the most predominant faction in night 1, especially.
Why couldn't you have had Dominic and the Judgment Day boys against Ray and Escobar and the
LWO. LWO versus
why not do that? And you've got a few stories going on within the one, and then you can branch out from then, and you've got good people working, theoretically a good match, because they'd all work a good match together.
But that's right. But Edge, why are we putting Edge over?
No,
I don't get it. He's at the end of his career. He's compromised with a neck injury. He looks like he's 80. I'm going to go 85 now.
85.
I'm just going to keep putting the age up every time I talk about him. He looks like, when you walk into the old people's homes and you see that guy sitting there looking at you when you first walk in, he looks like Edge. They all look like that. Like
that myself at the minute.
No, you're a good looking man. Shame we don't have video on this to prove what I'm saying. Right? And,
as a lot of people have said to me, I have a wonderful face for radio.
Very harsh on yourself. What did Graham say to me the other day? Don't put yourself down. Let me do it for you.
Yes.
Graham did that the other day.
How was it? Oh, actually, we'll talk off air about it.
Yes.
Me old mate. Out
all right, so we done with the Anthony. Are we done with this? We done with
let's go to the main.